Good morning, students. Today we are going ahead in the national income topic, and today we are going to learn some numericals and some methods to calculate national income. But before we learn about calculation of some national income, let's try to understand the three basic formulas that are being used in national income. Now please understand, you will be aware of the fact that in national income there are some terms that are called as GDP MP, GNP MP, NDP MP, NNP MP, then GDP FC, GNP FC, NDP FC, and NNP FC. Now understand one thing, this GDP MP, please understand, the word G stands for gross, the word D stands for domestic, the word P stands for product, and we use a word called at, and MP stands for market price. Now, what is this term, full term GDP MP, called as gross domestic product at market price. Similarly, you see this is the position of N over here, which is there in the first place, and over here it is N in the second place. Now, when you get N in the first place, it is being termed as net domestic product at market price, while now this second one becomes gross national product at market price. Similarly, this becomes net national product at market price. Now you see over here FC is called as factor cost. Now what is GDP FC? Gross domestic product at factor cost, gross national product at factor cost, net domestic product at factor cost, and net national product at factor cost. Now please try to understand the basic three formulas that we are going to use for today's class. Now you see over here, this is GDP MP and this word is NDP MP. Now you see over here, the difference between both of the terms is this gross and this word N stands for net. Now the first formula that we are going to use is, whenever you see the word gross anywhere and you need to convert into net, what you need to subtract is depreciation. So the formula becomes GDP MP minus of depreciation is equal to NDP MP. Now please understand, in national income we are going to use two similar words for depreciation, and that includes replacement cost and consumption of fixed capital. I repeat, the two different names for the word depreciation are replacement cost and consumption of fixed capital. Now second formula that you can see over here is, whenever you have market price and you need to convert into factor cost, what you need to subtract is net indirect tax. So if I go ahead with the formula, then GDP MP minus of net indirect tax, which we in short form use as NIT. So you see market price minus NIT is equal to GDP FC. Market price minus NIT is factor cost. And now you see, sometimes you will be given the value of net indirect tax as a direct value, but you will see net indirect tax has a formula which is indirect tax minus subsidy. So in the numerical question, if you are not given the formula of net indirect tax, then you can go on and calculate it with indirect tax minus subsidy. Third formula, you see this D word, which stands for domestic, you need to add net factor income from abroad, to get it national. So if I use the word GDP MP and if I add net factor income from abroad, whose short form is NFIA, then what I get in return is GNP MP, and the word you see over here N stands in second position, and the second position N belongs to national. Now understand one thing, in our previous class I had already told you what the word factor income means. Factor income means a form of income which we get against doing some service. Like suppose receiving of salary, we receive salary because we do some work. So when we receive something in compensation against some service, that income is called as factor income. Now this word which you see over here, net factor income from abroad, has a separate formula, that is factor income from abroad minus factor income to abroad. I repeat, net factor income from abroad, that is NFIA, has a formula of factor income from abroad minus factor income to abroad. Now, let's try to understand some of the methods of calculation of national income. The first method that we are going to adapt for today is income method. Now try to understand the formula for income method is NDPFC is equal to, you can see over here, NDPFC is equal to COE plus mixed income plus operating surplus. I repeat, the formula for calculation of national income by income method is NDPFC is equal to compensation of employees plus mixed income plus operating surplus. Now, compensation of employees means the money that the employees receive, and they will certainly receive money for doing their services. Now, COE has every term has some subparts with it. Now, compensation of employees has some subpart that generally people receive salary in cash, people receive salary in kind, I mean to say house rent allowance, that is called as HRA, and sometimes you will see people receive some salary in the form of PF and gratuity. I mean to say PF and gratuity. The word PF stands for Provident Fund, which in term means that whenever you will get some salary, there is some deductions that is made in the salary. This deduction is maintained in a separate account called as PF and gratuity account, and this amount is deducted by the employer who has hired you for your services. So this PF and gratuity, the word has a meaning called as social security contribution by employer. Please try to understand, the word is social security contribution by employer, which includes PF and gratuity. Now, second word is mixed income. The word mixed income is that form of income where the individual receives income on using his own factor services. Like, let's suppose a farmer is working on his land, so he will bound to receive some money. So the money that he receives is called as mixed income. You don't have to worry. In national income calculation, generally most of the time mixed income is given as a value called as mixed income only. The third word you can see over here is called as operating surplus. Well, the operating surplus, the meaning of the word is the income received from income and entrepreneurship. The income received from property and entrepreneurship is called as operating surplus. You can see over here clearly that operating surplus has some part which is called as rent. I am pretty much sure all of you know the meaning of the word rent. This is the interest. I am pretty much sure that all of you know what interest is. This is profit. This is the word profit. You see, profit again has some parts. This is called corporate tax, which is the tax which is paid by the companies. The tax paid by the companies is called as corporate tax. Dividend, the share of profit that is given to the shareholders is called as dividend. The share of profit that is given to the shareholders is called as dividend. And the third word is undistributed profit. The third word is undistributed profit, means that part of profit which a company keeps with itself and does not distribute to the shareholders is called as corporate tax. Let me again tell you, the formula for income method calculation is NDPFC is equal to compensation of employees plus mixed income plus operating surplus, where the subparts of operating surplus are rent, interest and profit, where again the subparts of profits are corporate tax, dividend and undistributed profit. Now let me tell you one more basic thing. You see, operating surplus has some parts, profit has some parts, COE has some parts, but please try to understand, during national income calculation, whenever if you see the value of heading, please do not include the value of subheading. Let me repeat, in national income calculation, if you see the value of heading, please do not include the value of subheading. I mean to say, if you have been given the value of operating surplus, please do not go and include rent, interest, profit. That is only to confuse you. If you have been given the value of profit, don't include the value of corporate tax, dividend and undistributed profit, because in this part profit is the heading and rest all these three are subheadings, while in this part these three are the headings while this is the subheading. As far as for today is concerned, I am only in this video I am only giving you the method to calculate national income. I will be uploading some questions based on national income and I'll expect you to solve this, where in the next video I'll give you some videos in the next video I'll give you some numericals which will be solved on the basis of income method. Thank you everyone.